So,
We're
what you want
back.
to do?
I
What?
want to fist you.
That's well. I mean,
It was the first thing that came to my mind.
I don't know if I'm down for that.
I don't know if you're down.
You'd have to take me out to dinner first, at least.
Where do you want to go? I'll take you to like In and Out.
Popeyes,
That's a good fisting place.
Popeyes.
Popeyes.
Yeah, the chicken place.
I mean to fist you so hard your eyes pop out.
Not really. I kind of need those.
See, I suggested In and Out, so you could just be In and Out and be done with it. But you want me to go hard? That's crazy. So the Mario movie came out.
Yep. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay. Before we do anything, right?
Uh-huh.
Give it a number ranking, 1 to 10.
Ooh, I have to think about this.
Cause I know mine.
I'll give it a 64 out of 69. So it's
The
like a
fuck?
9. It's like a 9.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought the movie was like an 8.
An
Maybe
8.
maybe a 7.
Oh, you didn't like it? Or you
No,
didn't like
I
it so
did.
much?
I liked it. I didn't love it, but I thought it was pretty cool.
I thought it was the only issue I had with it was that it felt too fast paced. Like it was just going boom, 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 boom,
My
boom, boom.
biggest issue, I feel like that wouldn't have been as bad if there were some more scenes with Jack Black and Charlie Day. They were super underutilized.
I wouldn't say super, but yeah, I think they could have definitely stretched it out a bit. I get it's a kids movie, and in the era of like TikTok and like reels and shit, you have to just throw a million things at them at once to keep their attention.
Cause they're fucking. Can I wait? What's the
But
worst thing I can say?
about what, kids?
Just in general. If you're planning on
Uh,
uploading this,
I don't think YouTube cares. And if they do care, I'll put it somewhere else.
gas every child. Fucking hate children, dude. You fucking hate children.
You hate children. I think I would probably agree in general, but then as soon as I have like my own children, I'd be like, nah, dude, they're cool.
I will never have children. That sounds so cringe.
I want to have children
Why?
because I don't know. It's like a way to kind of like relive your own childhood in a sense through someone else's eyes.
I guess that sort of makes sense, but also children are fucking dumb and gross.
Yeah, that's why you have to have like other children are dumb and gross, but your children don't necessarily have to be dumb and gross. You know,
Bro, there's not. I
I've
was
got a
dumb
lot
and
of
gross as a
wisdom.
child. No matter how much I try to hate on kids, I know I was a fucking giganto fucking idiot child.
I think I was pretty dumb and cringe, but other than that, I was pretty cool.
Bro, I would go outside when it was raining. Granted, this is Mexico, right? And not here in the desert. It doesn't fucking rain here, unless it rains all the time. But it would rain, and I'd go outside and I'd make like little mud cakes, and then I'd eat them.
Ew.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I was a fucking.
The fuck, dude.
I
I
was
think
a.
Mexico is just gross. I don't think it's the kids
Not
that's the issue.
wrong.
I think it's the country.
Well, no, I feel like it is the kids. I've seen children do shit like that. Not necessarily here, but like.
Oh no, American kids definitely do some degenerate shit.
Bruh, when Ramses was in middle school, I remember I went to go pick him up one time, and he was telling me about how some kids got expelled because they were doing lean in class
In middle school?
in middle school.
Bro, what?
It's crazy.
That shit'll kill you too.
But yeah, in order to sum it up, Mario movie, 8 out of 10.
I give it a 9 out of 10. I really liked all the like the musical references for fucking. There was music to my ears. It was awesome. I think they could have done less of like poppy kind of songs, like the real songs. There's a few moments I thought were really good, like when they show up to the jungle kingdom with the one Kong and the blazer and everything, and
Bro,
Take
that's
On Me starts
Driver
playing.
Kong. That's
Driver Kong.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know I'm not really brushed up on my DK lore.
Well, we didn't either. We made it up while we were watching. That's
Oh,
Mr.
you made
Driver
it up.
Kong.
Driver Kong. So like I like when Take On Me started playing, but there's a few things that I'm like, okay, these songs are like kind of like really on the nose. They were like, I don't think they were so necessary. I think they could
I
have
get
just
that.
stuck to Mario and Nintendo music.
I get that. What I really think is that fucking God. I thought the movie was gonna be a lot worse based on the voice acting from the trailers. The trailers fucking suck.
Yeah, I think that the trailers, I mean, they were good at showcasing the animation, which is definitely the movie's strong suit is the level of animation, but the the voice acting apart from Jack Black was like really just questionable with the
Felt
trailers.
like
And then
Charlie Days, even in the trailer, the little like lines he has, they were pretty good. But Jack Black was the standout, and also in
yeah,
the movie, I feel like I'm pretty sure I said it already. Charlie Day and Jack Black were they were
they should have had
underutilized, and
they
they
should have had
had
more
the best
scenes.
voices.
Yeah, they should have had more scenes. And I also like people were saying, like why didn't they get the original Mario actor to be Mario? But like I don't think I could sit through an hour and a half of fucking like all
Yeah,
that shit. I would get annoyed real quick. So I think like to settle it down, do like a and Chris Pratt kind of puts on like a Brooklyn, New York kind of accent. It's like really
a
subtle.
little bit.
It
Yeah.
really just sounds like Chris Pratt. The only voice actor I think kind of threw me off would be Seth Rogen because he's just so
Oh my
he's just
fucking
Seth
god.
Rogen. He's just Seth
Yeah. No,
Rogen.
no, no. So I thought that honestly, his voice wasn't that bad. I thought his voice was pretty good, and then he laughed for the first time.
Yeah,
That
then
was like
Seth
a
Rogen.
fucking brain blast. That took me out of the experience.
It was definitely like I think it was intentional. Like, hey, yeah, it's Seth Rogen. Here's Seth Rogen laugh. Yeah, everyone's gonna love this. But it was like, yeah, it takes you out of it a bit. But at the same time, like, I mean, Donkey Kong, to my knowledge, other than ape noises, doesn't really have a distinct
No,
voice
no, no. So
in the
that
games.
I thought,
I mean, there was that show, but
yeah, and that was real bad. But I just felt like I don't know. He did a pretty good voice overall. I just wish he wouldn't have laughed. I was talking with Jesse because he was sitting right next to me. I was like, imagine they bring in Seth Rogen for an entire day, right? Like an entire day's worth of work, and he gets there, and all they have him do is just laugh into the microphone. I can't fucking recreate it.
I can do it sometimes, but it is a very iconic laugh. Probably the most iconic laugh. But
Yeah,
I really liked all of the visual Easter eggs too. Like they had, and again they did have the OG voice actor was at the beginning. He was playing on the arcade
yeah,
machine.
he
He
was
was
playing
playing Jumpman, which was actually Donkey Kong, but they can't call it Donkey Kong in universe because that would be weird.
There is a
There is a
Donkey
Donkey
Kong.
Kong, yeah.
Bro, Mario nukes fucking Brooklyn.
Yeah, I was like, when he did that shit, I was like, Mario, do you know what you're doing? When he was like leading the
Yeah,
leading the bullet build through
that
the
was
pipe, I was
happening,
like,
and
do
I
you
was
know
like,
what?
dude, he's gonna nuke it. He's gonna be responsible for thousands of deaths.
He was like, bro, fuck yeah. And then yeah, when fucking the Mushroom Kingdom and shit like exploded into New York or New Donk City, whatever, I don't know what it is. Maybe it turns into New Donk after the event. But when he does that and like all of it starts crumbling down and shit, I'm like, holy shit, how many people did Mario just kill? Like he killed so many
Is
people.
is responsible for the death of thousands. If
But
it's a relatively like, even if it's not crowded, right? As long as it's a relatively decent sized city in the U.S., he's killing
at least a
hundreds, if
couple
not
thousand
thousands, of
people.
people.
At least a couple thousand people died.
Yeah,
But
it was funny as hell. right?
Yeah, no, it it
But
was good. I thought when he started like leading the bullet bill away, I thought he was gonna like lead it back into like
I thought to
the
the Bowser
castle,
place.
like
Yeah.
something like that. But I was like, no, but like all of his friends are up there now. But then he, he nukes the city, and it's like, bro, your family. But I guess he hates his family or something because they're
He
like, I
likes
don't
his
believe in
mom.
you. Yeah, his mom's the only cool one. Everyone else is just fucking generic
Bro, his dad was
Italian.
such a dickhead. That was so funny. And then he basically tells him, Mario, you're worthless and you're dragging your brother down. And then
Yeah.
he leaves and he's like, wait, what'd I say? What'd I say?
And then after they save the city, they just fucking nuked. That's like I'm proud of you, son. Uh, no, but it was really good. I thought it
Also,
was really good.
the blue Luma that was in the cage, that was the mood.
Yes.
Fucking love that blue Luma.
I wonder whose child they got to voice Balloon because it kind of reminded me of like in South Park with like Ike, where they literally use Matt Stone's daughter to voice Ike. They just have her just say the most like fucked up shit. That was a good addition. Especially I like that kind of like dark despair kind of humor in kids movies. Just complete nihilism. It's pretty funny.
I thought that the penguin scene at the start, that was probably the funniest the movie was.
I'm trying to think. There was one moment that I laughed really hard. I don't quite remember what it was because again, the movie just kept going.
Yeah.
It would slow down for like a minute because I remember like when Peach first meets Mario, and Peach is like, "Where'd you come from?" and Mario just doesn't explain where he came from. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm here now looking for my brother," and that was like, are they gonna get into like the origins of the city and whatnot? And then they're like, "Oh, you're a human. Oh, well, you're a human," and then it's like, maybe I'm from there, but then that's about it. And
Look,
like it was kind of spread out instead of I expected it to like just like slow down for like maybe 5 minutes at least, but it just keeps going.
yeah.
And
But
it's not
that brings up
necessarily a
another
bad
question.
thing, but
The movie itself brings up another question, right?
mhm.
Is Baby Bowser or Bowser Jr. fake?
Yeah, I
Because if
wonder
he isn't real, I mean, if he is real, the only like
who's.
female person in the entire Mushroom Kingdom is Peach.
Yeah, but well, I mean, I think the toads are seem to be genderless because we didn't see Toadette.
We did
I
not. We
didn't
just
see
saw a bunch
Toadette,
of toads.
but there's a bunch of toads, and they all just seem to have like just high pitched voices. I was expecting Captain Toad to show up at one point. Maybe he's
I
there.
wanted Captain Toad to
Maybe
show
he's there
up.
in the background somewhere. Maybe they're saving him for the sequel.
Maybe I did. I didn't see Captain Toad anywhere, and that was one I was looking out for.
I'm just like there's a like we saw the shot of the Yoshis in the trailer, and it was just the same shot in the movie. I thought there's gonna be more Yoshi. And I was telling my stepbrother before we were going in, we were joking around, and I was like, if Yoshi's not in this movie, I'm going to shoot up everybody in the theater. And then we were sitting there, and I see the Yoshis, and I'm like, it doesn't really count. It's not like Yoshi. And then, of course, you wait till after credits. There's two after credit scenes, and the last one, there's the Yoshi egg, and then everyone was already left by then, and I was like, okay, I guess I don't need to shoot everyone.
You know, the fucking what's it called? That was also real disappointing. They could have done more.
Yeah, but I think it's like with animation, it's hard. It's harder. I mean, it takes longer, and it's hard to do a longer movie. But I think they could have added like 10 more minutes. I would have
I,
waited another few months for 10 more minutes,
I
just to even just
was
slow it down a little bit, or just add some more. Because I mean, as much as it was like they could have done more, I felt like they also did so much because
yeah, that's
it
true.
just kept fucking going.
No, but I meant like Yoshi was kind of a given for there to be. I was telling Jesse this. It would have been so much better if there was just a blue hand holding a chili dog.
I think you have to give it a bit before you do the Mario Sonic crossover.
Sonic's about to have his third movie, and he's already gone Super Saiyan.
That is true. But we haven't had Shadow. Shadow's gonna be Sonic 3.
Bro, they need to make a rated R Shadow movie. If
They
they
should.
don't make it rated R, I'm rioting.
They should. That would be epic. I don't think they ever will, but that would be epic. From a marketing standpoint, it really would be a loss because only degenerates like you, me, and like our boys, only us would go see it. No one else. But we would love to see it.
Gus made Minions Rise of Gru money, alright?
Yeah, but like there's also like you couldn't wear a suit to the theater while the entire time that the movie was running because people were doing it and this theater started banning it. They were like, "Fuck this," because young boys be acting dumb. But I also liked how at the beginning when they're going to do their first plumbing job, when Mario's like just like fucking parkouring through the construction and everything, and like
Yeah,
Luigi's
it's
like
like a
struggling.
platformer.
Platformer. Well, not only was it like a platformer, it was structured literally like 1-1. Like it was 1-1.
Was it? I didn't
Yeah,
notice.
it was because at the end I didn't really notice it at first either, but I kind of like I saw like there's like the chasms, like there was like two chasms, with like a little
Oh.
platform, and then at the end he's like there's like a it wasn't obviously it wasn't a literal staircase, but it was built up like he was navigating it like he was playing on 1-1, and then he ends up on, I don't think it's a flagpole, but it's some kind of pole with a sign on it. Spins around, and there's the building right next to it is like a brick castle, and it's like Castle Pizza or something like that. So I thought that was a really cool visual reference. And I think the characterization of both Mario and Luigi were done really well, despite maybe the issues with the voicing. I think the characterization was done really well. Where Mario's a bit more headstrong and brave, but like Luigi is like extremely loyal.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking?
Except he sells out Mario almost instantly to Bowser.
Yeah, I mean,
So what else are you gonna do?
yeah.
You're a New York plumber, and suddenly a fucking giant turtle, fire-breathing turtles, like got you by the mustache.
I don't know if that's true. No, I thought that they did each other really well, but that also got me to thinking of fucking Luigi's Mansion.
Yes. There's especially when Luigi lands in the Darklands and he gets I that scene in the castle, that little cat that should have been longer for sure.
Yeah.
Where he should have been like going around. It should have been like kind of jump scary, spooky. Maybe you see a Boo. There was King Boo showed up to the wedding.
So did fucking King Babam.
Bob-omb, yeah.
That was kind of sick.
I really like the dry bones though. That was awesome.
Yeah, they showed dry bones in the movie real well. Honestly, obviously, me and you have never encountered a real dry bones. They don't fucking exist. But in hindsight, looking at it from Luigi's point of view of that'd be fucking terrifying.
Yes, I would be shitting my pants.
Yeah, no,
But
I
yeah.
thought the movie overall, I thought it was good.
There was
good.
also no 1-up mushroom.
That's true.
No 1-ups.
Oh my god, what if Mario died? He didn't have a 1-up.
We didn't have a 1-up. I like how the power-ups were handled too, because it's like I feel like if you go back to
they do power-ups when it was first announced.
If you go back to like the 90s Mario movie, it's like I felt like they were trying too much to explain everything. Like there's a reason why the world is the way it is, whereas in this, it's just hey, you're in the Mario. We know what the Mario world is. You don't need to explain it. There's power-ups.
Yeah.
All the power-ups. We don't have to explain where they come from. Why are these question mark blocks here?
Although
you don't need to explain any of that.
I feel like if you didn't know anything about Mario and you were like, let's say you're old, right? Like you're in your fucking 50s or something, and you're going in to watch it with your kid. Obviously, you're gonna go watch it for your kid.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna understand anything, and they don't
explain.
That's fine. Yeah, they don't explain nearly enough for you to understand.
That's fine. You don't need to understand.
I think it's fine, It's just that there are going to be people who walk out of the movie going like, I didn't get fucking anything.
That's okay. Mario movie isn't a movie for everyone. The games are rated D for everyone, but the movie is rated, what is it, PG?
Gamer.
It's not every movie should be for everyone. You know, I mean, movies should generally have pretty broad appeal. You know, I think movies, despite, you know, you might not get what's going on, I think the movie still maintains like a universal message, which is what I think is more important to like a movie's core theme, is just a universal message that anyone can understand, anyone can relate to. But you don't need to, like, not everything that draws someone into a movie, not every movie should be for everyone, you know?
I get what you're saying.
But mostly this movie was for, you know, Mario and Nintendo
Gamers.
fans and children.
It was for
I think it did a
gamers.
really good job of being movies for those groups.
Yeah, no, the movie was, like I said, I wasn't expecting much from it. Especially because of, you know, it was Illumination.
What are you talking about? Illumination, the studio behind the Minions movie.
Yeah.
I think they're doing. Oh, what was it that I saw them announce? Shit, I don't remember. Some kind of big though. I know Nintendo's gonna do other, especially with how successful this was. They're gonna do more Mario movies, obviously. But they're gonna do
They
other.
made like a,
They're gonna do other
what,
properties.
5 days in, like
It's like almost
300
200
something million.
Yeah, I think it was. Well, I think it was opening weekend. It was 196 million.
Was that U.S. or worldwide though?
It's probably worldwide.
'Cause I remember I saw earlier today something people were talking about it passing Frozen 2, and I don't know how much Frozen 2 made.
Good. Frozen 2 sucked. Frozen 1 sucked.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
It was just, there's so many points where it's like, aha, you expected this, but this happened. It's like, no, I expected that to happen. I know what this movie is. Like when it turned out the prince douchebag was actually a douchebag. I'm like, yeah, no shit. And then when it was like, oh, the true love's kiss, it's not. Oh, it's sister love. It's like, yeah, no shit. This movie's like been hinting to that the whole time. I don't know. It just, I mean, it's an alright kids movie. I don't like Disney musicals. I have a bias against Disney musicals. The only good one is like High School Musical 3.
That's wow.
No, I do like the classic ones like Lion King, Aladdin, whatnot. But I think ever since I grew up and grew a brain, they just stopped.
I don't know. I always have a fondness for them.
I'm just not a big musical guy. I like music. I like movies. I don't like so much when
Two of them
suddenly
together.
they just burst out into singing. And it's like it can be done
I mean,
really well. There are
obviously,
musicals that I like. Like
yeah.
I obviously I love the South Park movie. I saw Evil Dead the musical live. That was awesome.
I didn't know that was the thing.
That was a thing. There was a I sat in the splatter zone where they would fucking, because there's like it's like a stage play, obviously. It's and they would have like effects where if someone got their arm cut off, they would like they'd do the arm, and then they'd be like cherry juice or whatever, kind of spitting out like it was blood. And if you were in the splatter zone, the splash zone, they would like fucking cover you in it, and it was pretty great until it got in your eye.
Did that happen to you?
Yeah, well, there's this one because I was like 14, 15 when I went to see it. It was in Vegas, and I was in the front row, and one of the characters he gets like gutted, and it's like his intestines are spilling out. He's like, oh, and he's like pouring blood. He's like, help me! He's like yelling, he's like screaming, help me, as he's spraying blood all over me. And I was like, they got my and shit, and I was like, oh, and then during intermission, him and like the MC, like the host or whatever, come out, and they're like kind of just playing to the audience and whatnot, and he started to hit me with more. His guts were still, he still had his guts prop, and I guess he refilled, and he's like, you didn't help me out, you little shit, and he just kept fucking spraying me. It's just like, god damn, bro. I was like, what do you expect me to do? You want me to climb the stage? Interrupt the show? That would have been epic. I should have done that. um, yeah, I liked High School Musical 3.
I didn't like a single one of the High School Musicals.
I like that one
All of
where
them were
they're
good.
like, he's like, get your head in the game, and they're doing like the basketball in the rain and shit, and it's like kind of homoerotic.
Yeah.
That was cool. Um, another musical. I liked Bowser's musical numbers in this.
He
They were
was
pretty
singing
epic.
about
I mean, you
Peach.
get Jack Black in a movie, you gotta like it's a
You
waste not
gotta
let
have
him
him
sing.
sing. Yeah. Yeah, it's Jack Black. He's the
I
guy.
almost guarantee that was like written kind of improv as well. I like that Bowser calls Peach peaches. I also like how in the movie that how the Bowser is like very clearly in love with her because it's like it's not so obvious in the games, but it's like if you think about it, like yeah, duh. Why
Yeah.
else is he kidnapping her all the time? Fucking, he's a serial rapist or something.
I mean, I don't know if I go that far, but
I mean, it's kind of. I mean, it was still very rapey in the
well,
movie.
but for it to be serial, it need to happen multiple times.
Okay, maybe not yet in the movie, but in the games, he's a serial rapist. Like he kidnaps Peach all the time.
True. Yeah.
I did like. Oh, that's what it was. What I laughed so hard on is when they're doing the Mario Kart thing, and then Peach got her bike, and Mario's got his classic car, and then fucking Toad rolls up in a big ass
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
G
Yeah. Yeah.
wagon.
Yeah.
I was laughing my ass off.
Bro, Toad pulled up, and I immediately, like, I looked at Jesse, and I was like, "That's Vincent."
That's him.
That shit was so funny.
That's Vincent. That's pretty funny. Oh, yeah. No, I like the Mario Kart sequence too when they're building the carts and they're spinning the wheels and it's actually making the sound in the game.
Yeah,
That was hype.
pretty good.
Just the whole race scene was really epic too, and the blue shell. Oh, that was cool.
I like
He
how
just yells blue shell and kamikazes.
did Kamikaze really to do that? No, but when they were in the fucking in the stomach of the eel, right? And fucking Mario and DK, they're like talking about like their. Well, DK's like, yeah, you know, my dad like always called me a loser, and I
My
guess I'll
dad
die
thinks I'm a
one.
joke.
Yeah, and Mario was like, you know, my dad thinks so too. And DK's like, yeah, well, your dad was right. I thought that was
It's
so
like
fucking funny.
your dad's a smart guy.
God, that was
I
so
really
funny.
like how DK like just hates and just shits on Mario. And I think that's something maybe not Seth Rogen can do exclusively, but I think it's something he does really well. Is the kind of like shit on, like teasing kind of thing.
Yeah,
He
no,
can roast.
that was real good. That was real good.
What would you want from a Mario Bros. Movie sequel?
Sonic.
So- Again, I think it's too early for that. Mario's got to catch up. Yeah, Sonic's on his third movie coming up. Mario's got to catch up to that. I think it would have to be its own thing too.
Yeah,
I think you build up the Nintendo cinematic universe and then you could do a big crossover with like just video game movies in general. You could do a big crossover, do Smash Bros. Where you can have you can even have like Tom Holland, Nathan Drake fighting Mario.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I I think you kind of lost it as you were speaking.
Yeah.
Uh,
No,
but
but I think a Smash Bros would be epic.
I think that could be cool. But fucking, I feel like the next one needs to focus on Luigi. Luigi
Yeah, I
got
think
like
you
no
do more
character
Luigi.
development.
Maybe you can do Luigi's Mansion spinoff as well. I think I would like either you can again Bowser Jr. I don't know how you're gonna explain that one, but I think something maybe you bring in Wario and Waluigi I think that would be cool. I saw some where Jack Black wants to cast Pedro Pascal as Wario, which is like I'm down for. And I think I saw someone else was saying Bill Hader as Waluigi, or even Willem Dafoe.
Because wait. Willem Dafoe
Willem
might go
Dafoe is
crazy.
Waluigi.
Who's Bill Hader? I don't remember what they look
You know
like.
Bill Hader? He's one of the he was with Seth Rogen and Superbad as one of the cops. Or have you seen the show Barry? That show's fucking great.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
He's a
Yeah.
SNL guy.
Mhm.
But I think he could do a really good Waluigi. He could do the voice. Those are the characters where you do the voices. Like you just do the voices because they're ridiculous characters, you know.
What?
I feel like you have to take Mario and Luigi a little more seriously, so you have to tone down the Italianness. But with Wario and Waluigi, they could go full. They can go
Oh, something
whatever.
I told Rams as we were walking to the theater. I think it'd be funny as hell if they didn't actually voice the characters and they just did what they did in the fucking in the Superstar Saga games, where it's just like a bunch of Italian gibberish.
I think it'd be funny if they just had like the dialogue on the screen,
They
like a
have subtitles.
JRPG, and you have to like hit a button on the chair to like skip through the the dialogue.
Everybody has to click it to advance.
I mean, you rated it a 8 out of 10, but would you consider it like one of the at least maybe not the best, but one of the better video game adaptations?
Um, definitely yes,
Like, what's
but
better?
I feel like the second Sonic movie was better.
Hmm.
I think it's better than Sonic 1,
Honestly,
not as good as Sonic 2.
I don't really remember Sonic 2 that much. I
It
went to go
became
see it. I think
Super Sonic.
I saw it on my own in theaters, and I probably fell asleep for about 10 minutes of it. I don't know if I was just tired that day or maybe the movie bored me. I think there's like maybe the like Jim Carrey wasn't on the screen for a few minutes, and I was like, okay, and then I came
That's
back.
fair. The worst part about Sonic 2 is the entire like wedding thing. The
So
wedding thing just it was
I
cringe.
don't remember the wedding thing.
If you
Was
fell
that
asleep,
between the human characters?
yeah, that was when they were doing
Yeah,
the
they need to stop
stuff.
doing that.
They
Stop
do,
having adult drama in kids movies.
brother. They every time they cut back to Idris Elba being Knuckles, I was all for it. And then when they cut away from it, I got so angry. I was
Yeah.
like, why?
That's like a big no. Because I don't think because they're trying to have something there for the adults to enjoy, but like who gives a fuck? Just the adults are gonna go bring their kids to the movie anyways. They don't need to enjoy it. Because it's like not because I don't know. I think what you just do for the adults to enjoy is you just throw in subliminal, adult jokes. Which is what they used to do. They still do a little bit, but like have you seen the newest trailer for the Barbie movie?
I have not.
It's pretty funny. There's some very so like because I think they're kind of it's hard to tell from the trailers, but I think they're kind of doing a Lego movie thing where it turns out the whole Lego movie universe is like a kid playing with the Legos, and that's why
So
it's
you think
like
I
so
I
goofy because I think like in the trailer Ken is like talking to Barbie like, "Hey, how about we have a sleepover, you know?" And then Barbie was like, "And do what?" And Ken just sits there and he's like, "I honestly have no idea." Because it's like a kid is trying to mimic an adult thing where it's like adults do sleepovers, but they really have no idea what they're doing.
I guess it could be something like that.
But
More than that, what I really hope happens, I just hope there's a scene where Ryan Gosling just looks completely out of his depths, where he just looks like super confused.
yeah,
So I could have a good reaction image, you know?
I just want Ryan Gosling to just be in like appear in like every movie, just like a shot of him, just like what the hell. I love those videos as those vines where the dude was trying to feed him cereal, and you kept on like on various clips of movies would you'd like look away, or you put the bandana over his mouth or something like that.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
You know what I'm
Zero clue.
like the series, and so he would so the guy would record on like his TV like a Ryan Gosling scene of like him just being in the movie, being in the scene. And he would hold up a spoon of cereal and kind of like put it up to Ryan Gosling's mouth, and then something would happen in the scene that would affect the real world kind of thing. Whereas like he would like slap the spoon away, but he's really like in the movie he's like swatting a fly or whatever.
Hmm.
Anyways, the dude that was making those videos like died of cancer.
Oh well,
And
I was
when
not
Ryan
expecting.
when Ryan Gosling found out, he made his own vine of him like actually eating cereal.
That's kind of hype.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Well, I think so. I don't know him. I would like to know
If Jesse was here, he would say you probably you already do.
him.
As long as he's from Drive 2011.
As long as he's from Drive. I need to watch that movie again.
It was pretty good.
It's a good movie.
Pretty good.
What's the best Ryan Gosling movie?
No,
I would say it's Place Beyond the Pines.
never seen
That's
that
in
movie.
that's in my at least my top 10, but probably my top 5 of movies of all time.
La La
Really.
Land was pretty good.
Yeah, La La Land's another musical I liked. I like that one.
I remember liking The Nice Guys, but I
Yeah,
don't
The
remember
Nice Guys is
anything about it.
hilarious. That movie's so good. I'm a sucker for like buddy cop movies, unless they're bad. Like 21 Jump Street, that's my shit, man. That made me have faith in the Jews again.
Kanye era. I haven't really seen that many Ryan Gosling movies.
You need to. You've seen Blade Runner though, right?
2049? No. I watched the
No?
first Blade Runner and I didn't like it.
Oh my god, you were you're pathetic.
But yeah, I haven't seen 2049.
You're pathetic. Blade Runner, the OG is the best
The only
maybe not the
time,
best sci-fi movie, but the
Look,
best like cyberpunk kind of movie,
the
like
only time in the entire movie I enjoyed it was like the last 10 minutes where the one cyborg went insane and he was just running around naked.
Yeah, man. I mean, what does it mean to be human? We're conscious.
Can
That's what
be
the movie's
fucking-
about.
What's his name? Harrison Ford.
Yeah. Is Harrison Ford a replicant? According to 2049, nope. But that's all right. So I think 2049, that's for the movie that I think started off like successful like legacy sequels. Because they tried to do like reboots and remakes for a while and they never really pan out. And then you have 2049 comes out, it's really good. You've got another example. You got the new Scream movies. Those are good.
I haven't seen any of the new Scream movies.
They're pretty good. Except the newest one, it's like at the ending I was like I felt cheated. So it reveals who the killer is and you're like okay, I guess it makes sense, sure, but the whole movie was telling you that it couldn't possibly be them. And then it was and you're like, okay. Okay, just break your own rules. Sure. Okay.
I feel like that offended you.
I did. It did offend me, but the whole rest of the movie was epic. Because it's just like murders and shit. Like there's a scene where Ghostface goes in, like chases the girls into a convenience store, and then takes down the clerk has a shotgun, takes him down, and he's wielding a shotgun in the convenience store, and it's like one of the best scenes out of the franchise, I think. because I just like how it's in the middle of New York. Like it's just and like I think that's a good place to have a slasher movie where a killer can just go through like and not give a fuck and like no one else is gonna give a fuck because it's New York.
Well, probably give it a watch. I don't know about tonight, but maybe tomorrow.
Or you need to watch Scream 5 first if you haven't seen.
I've only seen like the first two. I saw the first one like last year. Then I saw the second one.
I think the first is still the best one.
The first one is really good.
But it's for me it's like the most consistent long running horror franchise. Like not every movie is as good as the others, but like they're all enjoyable. I don't watch any of them and I'm like, oh, this is boring, or like, oh, that's just stupid. So there might be a few moments here and there, but I'm able to just kind of like enjoy it for what it is. It's just being like a meta slasher movie. So I think with his newest one, the opening like is one of the better ways to like do a twist on the opening because you know if you keep doing the same thing, it's like what the hell are we doing here? But yeah,
Did
sorry.
you watch the Dungeons and Dragons movie?
No, I have not. I meant to see both that and John Wick this weekend, but I got too busy.
I need to watch John Wick and Creed 3. I need to watch both of those.
I saw Creed 3. That was really good.
I heard it's really good, but not watched it. Not watched it yet.
Creed 3 was epic. I think
Ramses has seen Creed 2 and 3, but not Creed 1.
that's kind of weird. I think I've seen Creed 2 once, and I don't really remember it, but it's also not important when you see Creed 3.
But
I
yeah,
think Creed 3 stands out on its own pretty well.
I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah, it's great. It's fucking Jonathan Majors is coming up big. And he deserves it. He's a really good actor. He's got a lot of range, which I think is necessary if he's going to play someone like Kang, who's just got a bajillion different variants. But also, I don't know what Marvel's doing right now. I don't think they know what they're doing. It's kind of all over the place. Which, I mean, it kind of makes sense because, like, a multiverse is going to be messy. But, like, the movies should still be good.
Yeah. I feel like Marvel hasn't known what they've been doing for a hot minute.
There's like there are some things that are really good. Like I thought No Way Home was great.
Yeah.
Moon Knight was really good.
Haven't seen that.
Loki season 1 was really good. WandaVision was all right. I thought it started off strong and kind of
Yeah, I
weaned
thought the
off.
first half of WandaVision was really good.
And weaned
The
off.
second half was okay.
Yeah. Multiverse of Madness was disappointing. It had its great moments, but I think like to call it Multiverse of Madness and to like not really have that much madness or multiverse stuff. I think it was kind of overhyped. Like there was definitely like higher expectations. People thought like Deadpool was gonna show up and like other X-Men and shit like that, and like it was just gonna be as big as like Endgame, and I'm like I never thought that, but I thought maybe a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, it did have, I think, the most brutal scene of any.
Oh yeah, it's
Marvel
definitely
movie.
that's why like I'm not I have faith in like the new Daredevil and like Blade because I think Marvel's with Multiverse of Madness they're really able to kind of toe the line of like
Wanda was fucking scary.
between PG-13 and R. And yeah, I think it like the strong suit was Wanda as a villain because I mean in the comics Scarlet Witch is usually a villain. And she's definitely like super powerful. And I think the movie did a really good job of showing all that and the brutality of she's capable of. But I think the motivations were also weird because it's like, okay, if the multiverse is real, why don't you just go to multiverse? Why don't you just go to a universe where you died and your kids are alive and you can just take them in? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Why do you have to? What the fuck are you doing? But
I guess
she's
that's true, but I don't think they did it like what's it called? They didn't talk about the multiverse like the way they do in Rick and Morty, where it's just there's infinite possibilities.
well, yeah, but it's at the same time they also didn't really
They
like
didn't really talk
they
about
didn't
it.
put the multiverse in any like boundaries. It's like they didn't really say like, oh, it's limitless, but they also didn't say it isn't. But I think given all that though, I think Professor X died really stupidly. It was like it was like a weird mind battle where he was like, "Oh, what's in this rubble? Oh, my neck's broken." And I was like, "Okay."
Uh, but yeah, I mean honestly, I went to go see the Dungeons and Dragons movie with Ramses, and I thought that was way better than I was expecting.
Yeah, it looks really good. I don't know what you were expecting,
I
but I
mean,
think it
well,
looks
I
really
didn't
good.
really see any of the trailers. I just knew it was the Dungeons and Dragons movie, right?
I mean, if you've seen any other previous Dungeons and Dragons movie, I would understand why you would have doubts.
I did see the previous Dungeons and Dragons
Okay,
movie,
then that makes sense.
right? I have two of them. Like I own two of them
You
as
own
discs.
them?
Yeah, I found them at I think it was Savers. And one of them was so bad it
You
was funny.
spent money on them?
Yeah, no, but they were
They
not
are
good.
not good. They are
Like
not
not
good.
even in the slightest. Um,
Isn't fucking what's his name in one of them? Comedian guy, not Chris Rock,
No, no, no. If you're
not
thinking that
Dave
there's
Chappelle.
some celebrity that's in them, there is no celebrity in any of those movies that's
No,
like C tier or
no,
higher.
no. Jeremy Irons was the villain in the first one, and he was great.
Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons, he was Alfred in the DC, the Zack Snyder verse. Um, he was fuck. He was Scar in The Lion King.
Oh, he was Scar.
Yeah, Jeremy Irons is fucking great, dude. No, but it was God damn it,
I don't
movie
think I've seen this
2000
Dungeons and Dragons.
was it Marlon Wayans?
The villain I remember was bald.
There is a bald villain in this. He reprises his role in the sequel, I think. There's multiple villains. There's Jeremy Irons and there's the other guy, the bald man. But yeah. Anyways, it's not a good movie. But
No,
Jeremy Irons is great in it because he's just great in everything he does.
I
It's
have
like
not seen it.
long live the king. He's awesome.
I would
I
not
think
disagree with you though.
I think he was in the Aragon movie, which was fucking not good. But
Aragon the Dragon movie.
yeah. You ever read the people praise the books because it was written by like a 14-year-old kid and it's like it's good for like a 14, 15-year-old kid, but it's like come on now. Stop giving him too much credit.
Yeah, no, I have never read the books.
It's all right. This kind of basic story, kid finds a dragon egg kind of thing. And then there's a evil guy who wants the dragon or something. I don't know. I
Bro,
watched
what's
the
the
movie once when I was a child.
Dungeons and Dragons movie? The new one. Well, there's one of the actors.
Chris Pine.
No, it wasn't Chris Pine. Not the main
Chris
character.
Chris
He's
Pratt.
this guy. Reggae Gene Reggae John Page? Is that what his name is?
Reggae John Page.
Yeah. He
I
was
don't
in
know
it.
who that is.
Look it up. He plays like a side character who's around for like from the second half and onward of the movie.
Reggae
And
John
he's just a
Page.
fucking badass.
Oh, Paladin guy.
Yeah. there were some actual like legitimate fight scenes that he was in, and I was like, wow, no, like that was really well done.
Yeah. I think something that I haven't seen the movie, but judging from the trailers, something that this movie seems to capture is kind of the more casualness and like absurdity of like an actual D&D campaign where like, there's people kind of fuck about. Because it's not because I think I remember the 2000 movie, like it just took itself way too seriously. And it's like that's just not what Dungeons and Dragons is.
Yeah.
A Dungeons and Dragons is a bunch of bros getting together, nerding out, and like being goofy, being silly. So yeah, I don't know. Still need to watch it. I don't even know what's coming out next weekend. What's coming out next weekend?
Oh, I saw the trailer for Spider-Verse 2.
Ooh,
Oh
I'm
my god, I
so
can't wait.
excited for the shit. Oh, Renfield comes out next weekend.
That's the Nick Cage vampire one, right?
Yeah, Nick Cage's Dracula. That's gonna be sick. I feel like it's either gonna be like a good movie overall, or it's just like, oh, this is only good when Nick Cage is on screen.
Something like fucking say Five Nights at Freddy's, but
Willy's Wonderland. Yeah,
Willy's
yeah,
Wonderland was real good.
that was pretty good. I I
Willy's
I
Wonderland's
think
like one of my
that's
favorite movies.
I think that's a movie where you could do a faithful like a video game adaptation
What?
of Willy's Wonderland. You could do a Willy's Wonderland video game
You could, but
where
you
you
would need to
have
have Nick
like
Cage.
yeah, yeah, but you also don't because he doesn't actually say anything.
Your character just needs to be Nick Cage.
Yeah, he is Nick. It's a first person game the whole time, but yeah, he is Nick Cage.
When you
Just
look
trust
in the
me.
mirror, it's Nick Cage.
Just trust me. No, it should be there's like a mirror at the very end, and it's like, oh, it was Nick Cage. I knew it.
Nick Cage the
I
entire
knew it was
time.
Nick Cage the whole time. But yeah, that's gonna be cool. There's also a new mystery movie. Have you seen? Yeah, you don't have a Regal over there, do you?
No, I don't.
Regal theaters. I have Regal Unlimited, so I just scan the thing, get a ticket.
Uh huh.
I don't have to pay for every ticket. I just pay the $20 a month, or it's like $18 a month. It's like 20 with tax though. And as long as I see more than 2 movies a month, I've already scammed the system and made my money. So
Well, there's a thing over here. There's a theater that I actually live, not too
yeah,
far
there's
away
multiple
from.
that have like some sort of loyalty
Yeah.
unlimited thing. But one of the things I love with Regal that I like is they do every month they have a mystery movie where you don't know what it's a $5 ticket even if you don't have unlimited. You go in, you don't know what it is, so you actually watch the movie, and it's something that comes out like a week or two early. It's never anything that's like a big blockbuster, but it's usually something that's at least like kind of worthwhile watching. Except for one, I saw one of them was what's it called? Uh, it's called Missing, and like the entire movie like takes place on like an Apple OS, like operating system, like iPhone footage. Like it's not filmed on an actual camera. It's all like simulated OS footage and like webcam and on all that. And it's like there's other movies that are like that, like Unfriended. It was like a horror movie like that. And I think this is kind of a sequel-ish to Searching, which is like almost the exact same movie. I haven't seen it, but I imagine it's pretty much the same thing. But it was just like not a good movie. It was just boring and like I was like, yeah, but like I use a computer every day. They don't do that. Like people that make these movies, they don't use a computer. I don't know what they do, but they're never on these platforms. But other than that, they're usually usually the last time mystery movie I went to, um, usually you can kind of narrow it down based on again the type of movie and like around the same runtime and what's coming out. And the last movie I saw, it was gonna be between 65, which is the Adam Driver dinosaur sci-fi movie thing, or Champions, which is it was a remake of a French movie about a Special Olympics basketball team. Um, and so I was like, between either of those, I'm down. I don't, either one seems like a good time. And when we were we were getting our tickets, we got our tickets, and I go up to the guy who like checks them. Um, they gave us 3D glasses, and so I was like, okay, well, 3D glasses, this has to be the action movie, right? It's got to be, because it would be fucking retarded if there's 3D
Yeah,
glasses
there was.
for the Special Olympics basketball movie where they're
Is that what it was for?
where they're throwing the they're throwing the basketballs at the screen, and you're like, oh yeah, and they're like dodge 'em. And we go in, and yes, that's the movie, but it wasn't 3D, and it took
What?
me. I was
Wait,
watching the
what?
movie. I was sitting there with the glasses on for like 10 minutes, and I look around. No one else is wearing the glasses. And I'm like, what the fuck? I took them off, and this
Bro,
movie isn't
they
even
played
3D.
you. They played you.
I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I'm the retard. That's
Bro, they
Rico's trying to
played
say
you
something,
so
bro.
hard.
No, but it was a good movie. But it's like it wasn't it wasn't 3D the whole time. I don't even know. Like it wasn't just us they just handed the glasses to. It was multiple people. So but no one else is wearing them like ever. I was like, did anyone else like if people just knew the movie wasn't 3D? But I don't know. I guess I guess I'm dumb.
I haven't watched it yet because I don't have Apple TV. But I heard Tetris was real good.
I've heard mixed things about Tetris, but I think I'd want to watch it. But yeah, I also don't have Apple TV.
I don't really want to get Apple TV either.
Yeah, I have an iPhone that I inherited, but I haven't got it set up yet because it was locked. It was locked into my dad's account, and I couldn't get it unlocked
I
for
have
like a whole
fucking
month.
I have a fucking what's it called? It's a like a second generation iPod, right?
Ew.
Um, and I don't know exactly where it's at, but it should still be locked for the next century.
Dude, Apple security is fucking it's better than like the Pentagon security, dude. You just see that the the fucking like months ago, they just now found out, but like months ago, documents regarding the US and Ukraine basically working together with the whole Russia conflict was leaked on a Minecraft Discord server.
A Minecraft Discord server?
Yeah, like literally files from the chief of staff office, the Joint Chiefs of Staff office in the Pentagon was leaked on like it was like a Portuguese Minecraft server with like 100 people maybe. It's been on there for like months, and they're like just now reporting on it. They just now found out. And the dude that leaked it, like he didn't do like any real like security or anything to like cover his ass at all. And so he's gonna get found out. They're going to shove that fucking long dick of the law up his ass.
That's such a funny way for things to get leaked, though. On a Minecraft server.
On a Minecraft Discord server, man. That's so funny. You can't write this shit. Only in America. But yeah, Apple Security's got that unlocked, which is like their biggest. It's like their biggest appeal to me is like their encryption and their security, but it's also like the biggest pain in the ass to deal with if you ever
It
get like
is,
locked out.
because, look, I can't fucking... Not that I would, or that I have done before, right? But I can't hack the phone. It's too...
Yeah.
like I couldn't find a good website that wasn't sketchy as shit and like destroyed my computer with viruses that give me a good download link to anything I could use to like break the phone open. Um, and it was honest. It was like I have to wait over 1,000,000 hours for it to fucking unlock.
1,000,000 hours.
Yeah,
See, I had to go in, request unlock, and then I was like, okay, it'll be unlocked in a month. And then I'm like, okay.
right.
And
But
then
I
now
didn't know.
I got it unlocked out of my dad's account, and then now I don't remember my password for my own account, and it's asking for the payment info on it, but I don't. That card is like been canceled, and so I just have to contact Apple support to get in, and I'm too lazy to do that.
I don't like iPhones though.
iPhones are cool. I like. I have to get used to it, but I like the operating system. I like the UI. The UI is good. I just don't like how they have basically a monopoly on. I mean, I get it because it's their phone, but it's like, okay, you get their phone, you also have to get their charger, you also have to get their their AirPods, you also have to get. You can't like you can't even like take it
Yeah,
apart.
I
But
see what
again,
you're
you can't
saying.
take apart Samsung phones either because Apple's done this thing and it's encouraged Samsung to do the thing. And it's like, what the fuck? Like they both got rid of the headphone jack.
Yeah,
And I'm like, why? Why?
honestly, I have a Motorola fucking stylus, and it's the Motorola Stylo 5G, and it still has the headphone jack. And I've only had the phone for like 6 months, 7 months, something like that. But there's been like over a dozen times where it's like my earphones, my earpods, they're like out of charge. So I put them to charge, and I just go and I get a wired, you know, some wired headphones, and I just plug them in. I have like
Yeah,
fucking 25 sets of wired headphones that I could never use on any previous phone because as soon as Apple removed it, every other company started removing the headphone jack.
right. It's fucking dumb. It's
Or like,
just
yeah,
dumb. Like
even
I
if
do
I,
prefer wireless just because I
yeah,
usually put my like earbuds in. I put them in while I'm working. Then I can just move around. I don't have to worry about my phone getting unplugged or anything like that. But I still want to have like the option because like the headphones I use for my PC, I would prefer to use those at home on my phone if I'm watching like YouTube or something on my phone and not on my PC. I would like to be able to unplug it out of my PC and plug it into my phone.
yeah.
And you can. There are workarounds around that. You can get an adapter that plugs into the USB-C port, but
Oh,
uh,
I'm so
it's not
fucking
worth it.
glad they finally got USB-C.
Yeah,
Driving
isn't
me
iPhone
crazy for
switching?
so long.
Isn't iPhone switching to USB-C too? Or I think
Yeah,
in
yeah,
some countries they're being forced to.
yeah.
Like I think
Well,
in
I mean,
Europe they're like, you can't have your own thing.
well, the problem isn't that it's just their own thing, right? It's that they refuse to upgrade their thing to USB 3.
Right. USB-C is just better too.
It's just better.
It's faster.
USB
It
is like
transfers
30
data
times
faster.
faster.
Yeah, it charges faster. It transfers data faster. It's just better.
Everyone would use USB-C.
Pretty cringe not having USB-C. USB-P. If USB-C is so good, why isn't there USB-D? What I really want to know.
FBI agent heard of you saying this.
What?
You can't just go around talking nonsense like that, Michael. Somebody's gonna hear.
No one's
They're
gonna
gonna put
hear.
you down.
No one's gonna give a fuck, dude. No one cares what I say. I could say anything. No one will care.
You want to say that again? I'm recording.
You're recording.
I guess you are recording.
I
Didn't think about that.
record everything. The FBI is recording.
Bro, the FBI is recording you.
I thought when like streaming was becoming more popular, that there would be people that would do more like, like 24-hour like IRL streams. Like they would just stream their life constantly. But I guess that takes a lot more effort and energy and equipment and
time,
internet.
more than anything.
And also, like, who wants to watch that?
Yeah.
Some people do though. Like, when they do like stream, like subathons and shit like that. Some people are there for it the whole time. It's like, get a life.
The Ludwig subathon was pretty cool.
Yeah, but that went on for like a month. It's like there had to been someone that was like watching it, like slept for like 4 hours a day, and just had the stream open like the entire time. Just like invested in.
Pretty sure there was a guy who fucking streamed for like 114 days or something.
I believe it. You could say like 250 days, and I would also believe it. I don't have any doubts in human capability to be like extra.
Longest stream on Twitch. Oh fuck, I was wrong. Well, I wasn't wrong. It was 115 days. But there's a person who's apparently been streaming for 513 days.
Been streaming, like still going?
They're still going.
God damn. God damn.
Way too fucking much.
What's he doing? Like just gaming?
Oh.
Something I was gonna start doing, but my internet sucks. So I'm just gonna start streaming just whenever I have a game open.
What's your internet download speed?
I don't fucking know. Poopy. Because I already don't have. There's only one internet provider here, and it's not that good.
Cringe.
And I'm also stuck on Wi-Fi. So it's just like
Do you live in the dorm?
double the cringe, double the no. I live at my mom's house, dude.
Oh, I see.
But I'll be out of here soon. I got plans running. I fucking hate my job, dude.
Good job.
I had to work. I was working yesterday. I'd worked 7 days straight. As of yesterday, I'd worked 7 days straight, and it's fucking Easter Sunday, and it was just slow as hell. But my coworkers, dude, they say the most outrageous, retarded shit, unsubstantiated by any factual basis, because they read it on the Fox News website. It's fucking wild. I would. No. One of my coworkers, his name's Jerry, and he asked me who was our first president. Oh, no, he asked me what color was our first president, and I was like,
what color?
And I was like, and I said white, like I said it like that, like very like Southern white, and he was like, nope. I'm like, what? He was like, he was black. I'm like, what are you talking about? He was
What
like,
the fuck?
he was like, before George Washington, we had like 14 different presidents, and like at least 4 of them are black. And I was like, what the fuck are you saying? And of course, I go to look it up, and yeah, there were presidents like under the Articles of Confederation, like before the Constitution. Not a single one of them was black. Not a one of them was black. And I'm like, I don't think they really count either, because the Constitution is what we base the country on. Like I think there's no America without the Constitution. And so it's like the first president under the Constitution was George Washington. And then he was saying that Abraham Lincoln was also half black, just like Obama. He's just like Obama, half black. You can find Abraham Lincoln's parents. You can find photos of Abraham Lincoln's parents. Neither of them are black, so he cannot be half black. Like, and I looked up like, does Abraham Lincoln have African heritage at all? And it's like there's rumors, but there's not enough evidence to it, and historians basically just don't. They're like, yeah, no, he was. They don't acknowledge he had African heritage because there's just not enough evidence. It's like.
Yeah.
Maybe because who knows? Everyone was just kind of fucking each other back then, and they didn't have any DNA tests or anything like that. So, like, perhaps, probably, but to say that he was half black when there's actual photos of his parents.
Yeah, I'm looking at the pictures of his parents right here. They are both very white.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you saying to me? This is the same dude that told me Michelle Obama has a penis.
It's the same. It's Michelle Obama guy. Oh my god.
And it's so funny because he'll tell me all day that like CNN and MSNBC, they're all full of shit. And I'm like, I agree, they are full of shit. And then he'll go on and read Fox News and not also like understand that they are also full of shit. like all of these big media corporations, yeah, they're full of shit. They're just playing to a political party. That's all they do. They're going to make up shit. They're going to cherry pick evidence to support whatever their worldview is. Like that's what they do. They're going to play to the audience, which is a bunch of fucking boomers that are either hardcore Republicans or hardcore Democrats. It's what they do.
Bruh, I wish I didn't have critical thinking skills so I could legitimately believe in a lot of these conspiracy theories.
Dude,
I feel like the world would be so much fucking cooler if I was like,
crazy.
goddamn, everybody is always out to get me. I am the sole person that's sane.
I don't. Oh my god, it's pretty pathetic. it's pretty sad, dude. And like, not only is he saying it, but there's another coworker like there who's like backing him up, like just agreeing with anything he says. And I'm like, but do you guys have you even actually looked into this, or are you just hearing it and just being like, yeah?
Okay, Michael, I have a wild one for you. Okay, I have a cousin, and I'm not gonna name him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's like a crazy conspiracy theorist as well, right?
Yeah.
And now, this is secondhand information, but one of my uncles was talking to him something like 6-7 years ago, right? And they were talking about 9/11. And my cousin said, no, 9/11 didn't happen. It couldn't have happened, right? And then it was like, what do you mean it couldn't have happened? It literally did. Like whether you want to get into conspiracies of who was behind it and all that,
right?
It objectively happens,
like,
right? And he
the
was
buildings
like,
are gone.
yeah, and he was like, no, I mean, like the plane came down, and he put his hand up like a wall, and another one like a plane, and it hit the wall, and then it bounced off.
Just bounced off?
Just bounced off.
Well, where are the buildings? Did you ask him that? Like, where'd they go?
Apparently, according to him, right? Like the plane didn't destroy the buildings. The planes bounced off, and then afterwards they destroyed the buildings with people inside of them.
What the fuck? What kind of backwards ass shit?
I have no fucking clue. It's the funniest fucking thing.
Like,
I've
why
ever
not?
heard.
If you're gonna believe that like the government blew up the Twin Towers, why not just also be like they sent the planes in, or the planes crashed into them, or whatever? Like, what?
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, no, it's fucking insane. He somehow, guys. The problem is that he's a real smart guy, right?
A lot of them are.
Look, he believes the second opinion he hears. The first thing he hears, he's always like, that's a lie. And the second thing, he'll defend it to the fucking death.
There's a lot of those conspiracy-minded people that are like, they're very smart, but they're just super skeptical of like any mainstream narrative.
Right? But I just don't understand how you can, like, this is before like the age where you could realistically edit video quickly. Right?
Right.
And it's not even something you had to edit. You could have seen it actually fucking live.
People
in
did.
person.
People
Yeah.
did because it happened.
So then I just don't understand. It was like, no, the planes didn't destroy the
They just
buildings.
bounced off,
The
dude.
planes bounced off.
Those buildings were plane proof. They built them specifically. They knew it was going to happen.
Oh my god.
But I don't understand like people that think conspiracy theories are somehow dangerous. Like they can be dangerous if like just like one schizophrenic dude who like also has a bunch of guns and a car and will just, they just decide to go shoot up somewhere. Like that can happen, but most conspiracy theories that they label as dangerous just like aren't. Like flat earth. People will say flat earth is dangerous. I'm like it's definitely stupid and silly, but how is it at all dangerous? Like who like what is a flat earther going to accomplish that's going to be of any danger to anyone? They haven't done a single thing. No flat earther has accomplished anything. They don't do it.
Wasn't there a thing of like a flat earther who like tried to disprove the Earth was round? So he made a thing where he somehow flew up, and then he came down. And he was like, "The Earth's not flat, dudes."
Probably. I mean, if he tried it, he would figure it out. Or like, have you heard of what's it called? Joe Rogan talks about it a lot. It's the Younger Dryas impact theory,
No.
where basically, humanity's been around for a while, though, right? But intelligent civilization hasn't been around that long. And it's like, well, why is that? If humans have been around for so long, why do we take so long? And now this sudden, like, rapid advancement is going on. There's some people that believe, and there's some archaeological evidence to suggest that there were like ancient intelligent civilizations that were wiped out by like meteor impacts, similar to like the dinosaurs. And like basically, they built the pyramid because it's like you cannot build the pyramids with the technology we have today. You cannot build them. So it's like, how the fuck did they do it back then? It's that's why it's one of the eight wonders of the world. So that's like it's not a sound explanation. There's a lot of conjecture, a lot of assumptions you have to make, but it's like it's something cool to just think about, But people will label it as somehow like it's white supremacist or it's dangerous. And I'm like, but those ancient civilizations, they would have like there's no way they were white. Like even the people that are pushing them, they're like, no, they were Africans, bro. Like the people that built the pyramids were Africans. Like they weren't white. This isn't some white supremacist idea. Like people just I don't get, again, like they'll label, like it doesn't mean you should just jump on into any conspiracy
like,
theory, but they're more fun than they are at all
yeah.
dangerous.
Man, I wish more conspiracy theories were true though.
There's enough that are.
There is enough that are, but
Like there's been pretty much
the whole Epstein
declassified
one
that
was kind of crazy.
yeah, Epstein was crazy, but it's been pretty much confirmed that the JFK thing, like they was not a lone gunman.
Yeah, no.
Quote unquote. And is most like, I don't know, the CIA is never going to admit to it, but it's it's pretty obvious.
The FBI that
it is
killed,
the CIA.
MLK?
Oh, it was the FBI that got MLK, and that's pretty much confirmed. Like they sent him a fucking hate letter too.
Bro, the King's family sued whatever. Like I said, I don't know if it was the FBI or
It was the FBI.
CIA. But yeah, like the King family sued them and fucking won.
Yeah. Fucking wild, dude. Like it's like there's enough of them that are true where they're the people that'll just believe anything. They just start believing all of them. Like it's like that's the I think I call it Alex Jones syndrome. You spend all day looking at conspiracy theories and enough of them are true, you're gonna start believing like anything. Like fucking MK Ultra. You know about that?
Is that the whole drug thing?
Yeah, where they use LSD to get hippies to go psycho, in order to bring down the anti-war movement and prop up the drug war too, the war on drugs. Like that's pretty much entirely confirmed. Like Operation Paperclip, where they took actual Nazis and put them in charge of NASA. Like that shit's
Wait,
true.
was that in charge of NASA? What was the one where they sent them to fucking South America?
I don't know about that one. I know apparently Hitler is just chilling in Argentina. We talked about this already, but
We did talk about this already. Hitler is in
he's probably.
Argentina.
I mean, if he was in Argentina, he's dead by now.
Nah, he's still alive. He figured some shit out.
He did.
Didn't
Those
the Nazis
Nazis
believe in the
say
Hollow
what
Earth?
you say what you want about Nazis. They were good at science.
Yeah, but didn't they believe in the Hollow Earth?
I don't know. They believed in a lot of shit. I don't know if I don't know how much they believed in that shit and how much of it was just like the
Talking about him.
the cult of personality around Hitler. There's a lot of evidence to suggest that. I mean, I think it's you're kind of cherry picking here, but there's a lot of the Nazis and World War II was fueled by amphetamines. Like, have you seen footage? I mean, if you see footage of Hitler, he's fucking coked out, methed out, like all the time. Like you have to be. He's on speed constantly. I'm not saying it's an excuse for his behavior, but like the dude was on some shit.
I don't think
Alright.
I've seen a full Hitler like speech or anything like that. I've
Dude,
seen bits and clips from a movie.
I don't get how people like they hear him like and they're like, yeah, man, that I agree. Like, what the fuck? Like you hear it and it's like I don't know if it's just our culture now. Maybe it was different at the if you heard it at the time, but it's like if you hear it, it's like that's just like the epitome of like evil. You know, like you hear it and you're like, oh, that dude's definitely evil. But like we know he was evil. But like before, if you like, you know, like the early 1930s, like you didn't know he was evil. You thought he was just like really passionate or something. You thought he was just on crack, and he was. Or like even the Japanese kamikazes, they would get all methed out before they went crashing into shit. Like that kind of like
That'd
drug
be
use.
scary as fuck. You'd
Kinda-
have to be on drugs to do that shit.
You would. That's what the Vikings would do. The Vikings would take mushrooms and go fucking murder a village. That's crazy, dude. Living back then, people fucking take their lives for granted. Like if like they're like, oh, it was so much better in the past, or everything sucks now. It's like maybe it sucks because you know, it's just like what the worst thing you've experienced is just that. It's the worst thing you've experienced, but it's like that you would experience even worse if you were born like 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 100
Bro,
years ago. Like your life would suck.
Mexico is just like the U.S., but like fucking 40 years in the past.
Yeah.
Outside of the, well, I mean, I was gonna say outside of like the rampant, like everyone is kind of getting shot up, but you know, the U.S. is kind of that now. I guess you have to be in a school for it to be scary.
Dude,
though.
there's a crazy amount of mass shootings that have happened already this year. Like it's
Yeah.
up to like 200. It's been like multiple a day. But they also define mass shooting as any kind of gun conflict that involves like two or more people. Maybe it's three. And so a lot of those statistics are driven up by gang violence, which isn't good. But it's like gang violence makes up like a vast majority of mass shootings, or what they consider mass shootings. It's just wild.
It's
I don't
kind
know.
of spooky.
I don't know how to solve it. People say just take away the guns, but you do that, people still get guns. Like
Yeah.
most of these mass shootings are committed with illegal weapons anyways. They shouldn't have had them anyways. I think a lot of the people call for a lot of the like gun control laws, a lot of the laws they call for, we already have on the books, but they're just not being enforced because no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, it's just. I feel like gun regulation is very important. Guns are very, very
I think
strong.
I think both
right?
both the Second Amendment and reasonable regulation are both very important because I understand like you need to be able to protect yourself from threats and from a tyrannical government because it happens. People forget, but it fucking happens.
I feel like at this point, is there really anything you could do against a tyrannical government, no matter how many guns you have? Like how?
Well, again, that's
realistically
because they're
speaking,
restricting our rights, man.
yeah, I mean, but like
I should
realistically
be able to
speaking,
own a tank.
yeah, I mean, unless you do, what are you gonna do if a single tank
Give me
rolls
a
up
nuke.
into town,
Give me a
right?
nuke.
But
If
it's
the
just like
government has,
nobody. From everything I've seen, right? Like my cousin, not too long ago, a different one, not the conspiracy theorist one. Um, he got a gun.
I mean, you're Mexican.
Uh,
You have a lot of cousins.
yeah, I have a fuck ton. I know probably a third of them. But yeah, he went and he got a gun, and he was like, yeah, I mean, it was way easier than I thought. There's like, it was basically like he went in, and then within an hour he left with a gun.
Yeah, it depends on state to state, but yeah,
I
it
feel like it
reminds me of
shouldn't be
that
that easy.
it reminds me of that It's Always Sunny episode where there's like half the group is pro gun, half the group is anti gun, and like okay, let's just go out and get a gun, and then throughout the entire thing, the pro gun switches to anti gun. They're like it's way too easy, and then the anti gun guys switch to pro gun. Like it's way too hard. We need guns, and it's like I kind of like that kind of conflict is like within myself. Because like I understand, I see both sides. You know, so I get it, and it's
Look,
like I
all I'm
don't.
saying
This
is,
is
I could get a gun, right? I could get a gun
I
for
have a gun.
myself. I don't. I have a lot of pointy sticks. I have a lot of swords.
I have a gun.
But yeah, I could buy a gun, but I'm not allowed to be in the army. I was ghosted by a recruiter.
Ghosted.
Yeah, we were talking after high school. I was like, I'm gonna join the army,
Uh-huh.
right? And I was talking to a recruiter for a while, and he convinced me and everything, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. He was like, so have you ever been to a mental hospital? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh,
Nope.
you see, unfortunately, and then he hung up.
God
No,
damn.
he just like kind of told me like, yeah, let me get back to you on that, and then he didn't talk to me ever again.
You probably shouldn't own a gun then.
No, I probably shouldn't, but
No,
I
I
could
think
get one.
no. It's like okay, you've been to mental hospital, sure, but like, did they treat you? Are you better? Are you good now?
And I wouldn't say I'm good now.
I mean, I can't really say, but I trust you with a gun.
I feel like I feel like I could handle a gun, right? But I also know that if the army wouldn't allow me to serve the army, I probably shouldn't own a gun. Like, it probably shouldn't be allowed to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough.
Because, well, yeah, obviously, you'd be depriving a lot of people of potential protection. A lot of people that have been, as fucked up as I have in certain situations with a gun would get kind of power crazy.
Right.
You know? If somebody says something wrong, they might go into a fit of rage, and then when you're in a fit of rage, you're not really thinking, I'm going to shoot this person. You know? You just kind of do it.
I mean, I think about it, and I don't do it. But usually,
But
I
you're
don't carry
kind of
my gun
special.
on me all the time.
Kind of special.
It mostly stays in its safe, where it's safe.
And there's also, bruh, I've seen so much things where it's like people who have a bunch of guns and they don't have anywhere safe to put them. They just like leave them on fucking
Yeah.
bookshelves.
Yeah, and that's dumb. That's stupid. I mean, it's maybe okay if you're the only person in your house, but like if you're having people come over, even like you need to not.
Or I feel like it should always be in a safe because yeah, right. If you're the
I
only
think
person, if somebody breaks in, they're taking
especially
your
if you're not
guns.
home. Yeah, especially if you're not home, it should be in a safe. It should be locked somewhere.
I was fucking looking at pictures from my grandpa in Mexico a couple weeks ago, and they just have like a gun rack, right? And it's wide open. I mean, granted, they live in a farm, but I don't know. It's just shit like that. You know, I feel like a lot of people today they're kind of cracked out.
I think they're definitely. I think the primary cause of like uptick in mass shootings and school shootings is not because since like the 70s, when there was really like the first like real mass shooting was like maybe in the 80s. I'm pretty sure is what they at least consider. Um, gun laws have only gotten more restrictive. So like clearly it's not the gun laws that I don't think the gun laws have really much to do with the shootings. Obviously there's enforcement issues, but I think the mental health decline is the main issue, and we don't have any mental health outreach.
Oh my!
We don't have like
It's here in the U.S. It fucking sucks, dude.
if you're
As much
mentally
as
ill, you
and
just
look,
end up homeless or
and,
shooting someone.
yeah,
Like
look,
that's it.
like
That's your two options.
I've been wanting to go to therapy again for a while, and I just
So
can't
expensive.
afford it. I can't
It's so
afford it.
expensive. Even like I see ads all the time for BetterHelp. Even I can't afford BetterHelp. Even like it's not like it's not a cheap alternative. Like it's sure it's cheaper, but like it's just
Yeah,
it's
like what the fuck, dude?
it's not affordable.
$100 for a visit if I need to do multiple visits? What the fuck? And that's
That's
like
just
on
not
the way lower end of prices. It's so goddamn expensive. When I
pretty
used to have
ridiculous.
insurance, when I had fucking back when I wasn't an adult, right, and the government covered it, I went to therapy and all that shit, and then I turned
Yeah.
18 and the government said, "Ha, you're not having that anymore,"
Yeah,
and I just can't afford it.
I was in therapy in high school, junior and senior year, and I needed that shit. I think I'm good now. I still would like to have therapy, but I don't think that's necessary. Be cool. Well, I wouldn't want like a therapist. I want to talk to like an actual like psychologist because I think
Yeah,
because like almost anyone could just become a therapist. You don't even need a degree. I don't think. Or like a psychologist, it's like you'd have to pretty much almost at least have to have a doctorate. And a psychiatrist is just going to get you drugged up. They're just going to prescribe medicine because that's how they make money. Like I don't want to do that either. I don't want to numb my problems. I want to fix my problems.
I remember I tried antidepressants. I was
They don't work.
recommended them, and they did nothing.
They do not work. They've come out with studies now that show that like depression is not at all caused by chemical imbalance. So SSRIs and antidepressants, they do not work. They don't do anything. They just numb you a little bit. For some people, they'll just kind of numb you, but for pretty much anyone, like it doesn't actually like do anything.
Now, I remember for a long time. I guess it wasn't really that much of a long time. We were going through different things that I could take, thinking like what would be safe for me to take, uh, as you know, antidepressants or medication like that. And every single time, I'd try them out, and I'd stick with them for a little while, and then when I would come back, I'd be like, yeah. If anything, I am more sad.
Yeah, they just they don't work. I have friends that are like on antidepressants and they've been on them for forever, and I'm like, are you like, is that what you want? You just want to be on drugs your whole life? Like you don't want to actually fix your issue. You just want to like keep treating it. And they're just like, sure, I guess I mean, that's what my doctor says. I'm like, what? Why would you, are you going to listen to your doctor if he says like, nah, you know what? You should actually just hang yourself. Cause like,
Bro, doctor prescribed it.
like what the fuck, dude? These doctors, like, there's some of them that are genuinely in it to help people, but there's plenty of them that are paid off by big pharma to just sell drugs. Like they're illegal drug dealers. So I generally just don't trust psychiatrists because that's what they are. They sell drugs.
Time you went to a
And I don't,
dentist.
most drug dealers I know are chill. I like them. They're cool. Some of them are a bit pushy, but if you're if you're involved with big like I would take almost any I would trust more street drug dealers than I would anyone who works for big pharma.
Michael, when was the last time you went to a dentist?
Yeah. That's a good question, dude. It's been I want to say maybe at least 3 years,
So
3 4 years.
I've had to get.
I've
If
got
you
good teeth though.
if you have a picture of my mouth, I have 2 teeth that are just gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, I'm missing 2 teeth because I had them taken out not too long ago. It was earlier this year. Because I feel like I have maybe not the best oral care, right? But I brush my teeth every day, and I almost always floss, right?
I never do that.
Well, I mean,
I don't believe
that's
in
up
it.
to you. You don't believe in brushing your teeth?
I don't believe in flossing. I believe in the Fortnite emote.
That's true. But yeah, like when I was having tooth pains like 2 years ago, that shit was crazy expensive. I had to get a root canal for one of my teeth.
Ooh.
Well, there's also because I don't have insurance, so I don't go to the dentist. So I just brush my teeth and I do that, and then once it starts hurting, I'm like, okay, we'll have to seek help because tooth pain is so fucking terrible. But yeah, I went to a dentist here, and they're like, yeah, so for the root canal, right, numbing you and everything like that, it's gonna be something like fucking $4,000.
Ooh.
I was like, okay, let me look elsewhere, and I went to another place, and they only did it like fucking, $50 cheaper. I was looking around, and like the cheapest I could find it was like $3,700 for everything, right?
God damn.
And then that doesn't also count the following visits afterwards, where we're gonna make sure everything's okay, right? Like that's just the operation. So I was like, I don't have that money. What the fuck am I supposed to do? So I was just gonna rip my teeth out.
Good idea.
Right? Like, yeah, it's very clearly not a good idea. But I was at a point where it was like, if I wasn't on 1,000 milligrams of ibuprofen, I couldn't function.
Damn.
But I ended up just going to Mexico. I had my cousin drive me, and we had that shit. Literally, we got to the dentist over here. It was always like, can you schedule for like 2 weeks? I'm like, I'm in so much pain,
Mm-hmm.
We arrived there day one without an appointment in Mexico. They were like, okay, it'll be like $300 for the fucking root canal, and there'll be a full cleaning afterwards, and all that. I was like, okay, and that included like all the numbing and all that shit. And that was like, I waited like 15 minutes for a dentist to arrive, and we had it done.
Yeah, dude, fucking Mexico is where to go for that shit, man. I don't know what the cartels are doing down there, but they're doing something right with the healthcare.
It's honestly so much cheaper. Like, even if I had healthcare here, unless I was paying like fucking $600-700 a month, I'd still be paying way more.
Yeah.
Because healthcare only covers so much here, and the insurance only covers so much.
Yeah, I used to think I grew up like mostly, conservative household and whatnot, and so I grew up believing that like, oh, universal healthcare is like a bad thing because it always sucks and our taxes are gonna go up like crazy. But then like I start seeing how much money we spend on the military and how much money we spent through COVID, how much money we're spending in fucking Ukraine right now, and I'm like, where did all this come from? Why don't we use that here to help us, to help the people that fucking need it here? Like, we shouldn't even have a ball in the game over in fucking Russia, Ukraine. They can deal with it on their own. I don't fucking care. Like, we have people here that are dying. We have people here that fucking need this shit, that need fucking healthcare. And it shouldn't be, to me, I don't think it should be the only option. I don't think you should be forced to be on government healthcare, but there should be a option. There should be something that's helping people out. There should be.
Look, I genuinely think that there should be a universal healthcare, and if they want to cap it at some amount of money, I think that's fine, right? Like, if you make more than set amount of money, you pay for your own things, or you at least
I think
pay
there
a
should still
portion
be a
of it.
private option.
Yeah, there should definitely still be a private option where if you just have a fuck ton of money, you know, you can get your own treatments, right? It'll definitely be faster if you do it privately, but there's so many people who just can't afford it,
No.
brother. I'm going to the doctor tomorrow, and I had to check because I'm sick right now, and I haven't been able to sleep for the last 2 nights because I'm fucking suffocating.
You got fucking health problems, man. You got bad
I
genes
gotta,
or
I
something.
gotta, dude. I won the fucking genetic lottery of bad health conditions. Uh, but
Have
yeah,
great
like I
health.
had to check my bank account to make sure I could fucking pay for what I need to go do. And it's not like, I'm gonna go to the doctor, it's gonna be all fixed. I'm gonna go to the doctor, and then we're gonna see what's wrong, and that's gonna cost me even fucking more.
Right. And it's like, right now where I work, I get healthcare through them, but I hate working for them. I hate working for big companies in general, and I don't want to be forced to work at a big corporation to fucking. God damn it, Vincent.
Vincent? Wait, what did Vincent do?
He stole Cuphead from me.
Are you doing your rolls?
Yeah, but it's like, it's cool that that's an option, but there should be an option. Like, I shouldn't be forced to fucking work for a big company to do it. And it's very obvious. Again, if you want to know why, like, why there's things fucked up in this country, just follow the money.
Yeah.
Same thing with like big pharma and like putting everyone on drugs.
Yo,
Take the dog
Milo.
from the mask.
The Master was such a fucking shit movie. I used to love it as a kid, though.
What do you mean? The Jim Carrey mask?
No, the second one.
Oh, Son of the Mask? Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie was shit. Yeah, I also liked it as a kid, though. I mean, I liked anything as a kid. It was garbage.
Wish it, you know, shit wasn't so fucking expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of issues. And to me, it's like, again, we spend so much money on, this country spends so much money on bullshit, then we could be spending it on like anything worthwhile. We don't do that.
I obviously know it's never gonna happen, but if lobbying just wasn't allowed, man.
Yeah, they need to get money out of politics. Like, I get why it's there, because otherwise you're not gonna, people aren't gonna be incentivized to get into politics. But when you put money in there, it's like the worst people possible are incentivized
Yeah.
to get in there. It's like people that are just complete narcissists that are, they just want the fucking the fame and shit. They just want the power, the money. It's
It's
yeah,
sad.
it is. It is. I think we're nearing the end of the American Empire. We're definitely in the later stages.
Brother, I talk to my dad all the time about politics, right? Because my dad's also he's a smart guy, right? But he's super stubborn when he comes up with an idea. And uh I criticize the US a lot. I think the only country I criticize more than the US is Mexico. Because I think that's funny as hell. But like every single time we start talking about politics or anything, he starts going, "Yeah, man, you're done when this country falls. You love this country so much. You're the number one patriot." I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
It is
I
crazy though.
mean, it's like I love the ideals of this country, but I hate a lot of the execution.
It just feels like this country genuinely exists for the people, for the 1%.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not even necessarily the 1%. It's like, I mean, it is the 1%, but it's also more. It's like the just the elite in general. Because even even people that are not in the 1% are still part of the elite, and this country still like works really well for them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's like an aristocracy.
I'm gonna pretend I know what that word means.
It's like it's like a monarchy, but instead of it being like one like royal family, it's like a bunch of royal families.
See,
And so it's like, yeah, it's the 1%, but it's also, there's plenty of politicians that aren't in the 1% that are still, you know,
thriving
benefiting and
because of it.
profiting
Yeah.
and selling out. And then, of course, there's like not only is the politicians, but it's also the media, and it's also these large corporations.
I
And
just
not
feel like it's
all
so
large
it's
corporations.
so
I don't think
crazy.
large corporations aren't inherently bad, but it's like there's just too many of them that are.
I mean, once you get to a certain point, they all do become bad. Like once
I wouldn't
once
say
once
so.
it gets to a point where it's like money over everything, like any corporation will become that will
I
become
wouldn't
bad.
say so. I think I don't. It's like they just become a bit bad, or like there's because there's like I don't know, like Kellogg's for example, big corporation that make snacks, they make cereal. They're not doing anything bad.
Oh,
Not doing anything necessarily good
Kellogg's
either.
100% has some child workers in some fucking South American countries. You're telling me you don't think Kellogg's is fucking enlisting the
I
children
don't
of
know. I
fucking
haven't looked into it.
Hondurians? 100% they're doing that shit.
I haven't looked into it. I know fucking Apple. I know Tesla and all these electric car companies getting fucking cobalt out of the Congo, and these fucking depraved minds. People are inhaling toxic fumes, and they're working for half a cent an hour.
It doesn't Nestle like literally steal people's rivers, like their only source of water.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I mean it's kind of weird that we have to fucking pay for water. Like it's usually pretty cheap, but sometimes I'm like a bottle of water for $2. What the fuck do you think this is?
Brother, every time I'm out, if I have quarters or stuff on me and I'm really thirsty, I just go to the water things where you fill up like the 5 gallon uh, bottles.
Like a Culligan machine?
Yeah. Because it's like 35 cents. You get like a gallon of water. So I just put in 35 cents and I just put my head under there.
There you go.
I'm gonna start needing that now because it got so fucking hot today. God damn, it
Yeah,
sucks living.
summer's
It
coming in,
sucks
dude.
living here.
All right, I think we're about done. It's been like
I
almost
think
2 hours.
has it?
Yeah.
I feel like the first half of this conversation was just the Mario movie.
I think we spent like almost an hour on just Mario.
It was
That's
a
all
good
right.
movie.
It was. It
All
was a
right,
good
Michael.
movie. Yep.
It was good.
Yep.
How do I tell Craig to stop recording?
I just click it.